I want to tell you something that took me a long time to understand. Working harder is not your problem. If you're a relationship coach and you've been grinding, posting content, sending DMs, jumping on calls, you already know this. More effort doesn't fix inconsistent income. So, if effort is not the answer, what is? I'm going to show you exactly what changed for the coaches I work with, who went from 4K a month to 18K a month. But first, you need to understand why most coaches will never get there, because it's probably not what you think. Here's what happens, and you'll recognize this immediately. You're good at what you do, your clients get results, but you hit a ceiling, usually somewhere between 3,000 or 8,000 a month. And your instinct is to push harder, more content, more outreach, more calls. And for a while, it feels like progress. You're busy, you're active. You feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do. But busy is not the same as growing. Because even when that effort brings in more leads, they're usually the wrong people. People who are interested but not committed. People who take a call, say they'll think about it, and then disappear. So you end up working more, but nothing actually becomes consistent. And the reason this keeps happening, the real reason, is something you're probably not looking at right now. The problem isn't your effort, it isn't your content, and it's even not your offer. The problem is that there is no system behind your business. Right now, your client acquisition depends on referrals and timing. Someone mentions your name, someone finds you at the right moment, but you can't control that. So your income becomes unpredictable by default. And no amount of posting, outreach, or calls will fix that, because the foundation underneath is missing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Fixing this isn't complicated, but most coaches do it in the wrong order, and that's exactly why it doesn't work. There are 4 components, and the right order is everything. Most people start in the middle, and that's the mistake. You start with the first one, and everything else gets easier. First, positioning. Your message needs to be clear, that the right person sees it and immediately thinks, this is for me. If your positioning is too vague, you attract everyone and convert almost no one. But positioning alone isn't enough, because if nobody sees it, it doesn't matter. So then we come to the second one, a client acquisition system. This is how the right people find you consistently. Not when someone refers you, not when you feel like posting, every day in the background, while you're working, while you're offline. This is what creates predictability. But getting attention isn't enough either, because attention without direction gets lost. So you'll need a funnel. Right now, people see your content and they do nothing. Not because they're not interested, but because there's no clear next step. A funnel fixes that. It creates a very simple path from discovery to decision, so the people who are already interested actually move forward. And then there's one final piece that most people completely miss, because even if all this is in place, it still won't convert without this conversion environment. By the time someone gets on a call with you, they should already understand what you do, already trust your approach, and already be leaning towards yes. At that point, the call isn't a pitch, it's confirmation. You're not trying to convince anyone, you're helping somebody move forward on a decision they've already made. And that's what changes your close rate completely. Now, let me show you what this actually looks like in practice, because understanding this is one thing, seeing the numbers is another. Christian was doing around 4K a month. He was really good at what he did. Clients were happy, was getting results, but his entire business depended on referrals. So some months were great, other months were really quiet. So we went in and fixed the structure behind his business. First, the positioning. We put in a simple client acquisition system, build out a funnel, and structure the way he handled his calls. Just the right pieces in the right order. And within about 60 days, he was doing 18K a month. Consistent inbound calls every week, better clients, people who were ready to move forward, no more chasing, no more guessing. Just a system that actually worked. At this point, it's not about working harder. It's about fixing the structure behind your business. And if you want help with that, click the link below. It takes you to a form, fill it out, and I'll personally reach out to you on WhatsApp. We'll look at your setup, what's missing, and whether this is something we can build together.